Alrighty, as you can see, the 10-5 Melonheads are getting ready to match up against the 8-6 Bowmen. This is the current standings. The Melonheads have a half a game lead over the Hooligans. The run differential is considerable over everybody else. The Melonheads are playing phenomenal. That is what we are looking forward to moving into game number 16. We are in the final fourth of the season before the playoffs. Looking to push. Let's see how that game goes now. Alrighty, here we go. The game is about to get started. As you see in the lineup, Annie Frazier is playing catcher. Mikey Thomas has moved down to the 8 spot as he's really struggling, but everyone else on this offense is really putting it together. Let's see if they can continue here against a solid Bowman team. Kenny Kawaguchi on the hill with a 4.76 ERA. We did talk about last game how ERA is a little different because of the number of games played. Fair ball, Mikey Thomas makes a great play. Out number 1. Mikey Thomas doing some great things with the glove right there. A little surprising as we've seen defense be an issue. A rip back up the middle for the two-hitter of the Bowmen. Here is Testa. Placido Testa. Testa, I don't know, but Mikey Thomas, another great play at first. Holy cow! Is this the same Mikey Thomas we've seen at first base all year? Absolutely not. He has definitely been working hard after blowing a game because of a defensive play. Oh, almost a diving catch for Annie Frazier. He blew a game earlier in the season on a misplay. He's been practicing hard, and it's come through. Out number 3 for the Melonheads. Mikey Thomas made some great plays that half inning. Here is Dante Robinson with those solid stats this year in that leadoff spot. Ooh, big swing way too early for Dante. Dante dribble her up to second baseman. Easy out number 1. He hasn't been hitting super well the last couple games, but to ask somebody to continue hitting all season long is a lot to ask. Over 20 games, Jocinda Smith has been phenomenal playing shortstop. Big strikeout there. The timing looks a little off for the Melonheads so far here in this game. Pablo Sanchez early on this one on the foul ball. Probably better he was early because he didn't make solid contact. Back-to-back swings at pitches out of the zone. He's going to hit a dribbler back to the pitcher. The Melonheads offense is definitely off to a quiet start. Nobody hit the ball hard that inning. Kenny Kawaguchi going to have to pitch well to keep his team in it. Hit to third base, Ahmed Khan. That's Ahmed. I can never keep him straight. Is this Blind Jacks? Blind Jacks, I can't even see his eyes while he's batting. Maybe that's why they call him blind. Ground ball to Kenny Kawaguchi, out number 2. Kawaguchi so far has pitched well in this game. The ball's up the middle. It's going to be a base hit, so back-to-back innings the Bowmen have a hit. This time with 2 outs. Let's see if they can get something going here with 2 outs. The big curveball he's stealing, but Jocinda Smith gonna misplay the ball. Throws over to first, throws it over his head, out of play. And after the runners advance, it is 1-0 Bowman as Jocinda Smith hurries her throw after making the error and makes a second error. And now the Bowmen have a 1-0 lead. Anticipated the fastball. Dante coming on strong, out number 3. But not until the Bowmen do a little bit of damage thanks to the mistakes of the Melonheads. The Melonheads are looking a little sloppy so far in this game. Not great at bats. And not great defense so far. Although Mikey Thomas, a little out of character, did play good defense. Another slow hit for the Melonheads. The contact isn't quite there for the Melonheads today. Ahmed Khan gets a hold of it. Foul, just barely. Ooh, swings at a pitch inside. That ball's going to be a dribbler to short now. Their hardest hit ball of the game so far has been a foul ball. And that is unfortunate. Keisha Phillips just got done hitting her first home run of the season. We could really use her here, but she's going to pop this ball straight up And the Melonheads are going to continue to be fooled by RC something. Whatever his name was. Here's Bo Wells. Pitch from Kawaguchi. Fouled off. Little nubber. Thomas going to make the play. Flip to Kawaguchi at first. Out number 1. Big punch out by the first base umpire. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That ball was drilled. Gone! The Bowmen take a 2-0 lead as they hammer that pitch off of Kenny Kawaguchi. And this dude has a huge elbow pad. Placido Testa. They've already batted around. He's a solid hitter. Another anticipated fastball. Kawaguchi needs to mix it up out there. Misplayed by Keisha Phillips. That ball's going to roll to the wall. What is going on with the Melonheads right now? They need to get it together before this game gets out of hand. The Melonheads cannot seem to keep a lead on the division. Every time they are in the lead, it seems like something happens and they end up blowing it. The slider low. They just are making it interesting. The changeup low. Going to get past Pablo. Dante's going to throw it home. They do get the runner to go back to first, but not till it's 3-0 Bowman. This is not good if you're a Melonheads fan, as you really just wanted to see the Melonheads put this away. And instead they're making it interesting. Dante comes up gunning to third. Barely in there. Safe is the call. Here's Blind Jacks. Kenny Kawaguchi is not pitching well. I'm not sure why he's still in the game. He has struggled. This ball is way up there. Andy Frazier going after it. Against the wall. Foul ball called. I am not sure how that wasn't an out. Must have hit the net or something. I can't quite figure it out. Strike 3 swinging. Good pitching there from Kawaguchi. You got to think his leash is very short at this point. As the Bowmen have a 3-0 lead. Some of it is not his fault. 2 of them are. The Melonheads are struggling here. Fool them. Strike 3 swinging. Let's see if the bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9, Frazier, Thomas, and Kawaguchi batting this inning. Andy Frazier has been a solid backup catcher this year. Takes ball number 1. They really need a big base hit here. Show that they can have some life. This is probably the best hit ball of the day, but it's going to be a routine fly out to center. Here's a guy who's played well so far this game. 2 big diving catches in the first inning. Mikey Thomas. Ball inside. Thomas is getting a little patience at the plate. He drills this ball up the middle for a single. Mikey Thomas might just be having himself the game of the year, as he is really doing well. We're going to go ahead and sub out Kawaguchi, and we're going to let Lou bat. She did pretty well in the pinch hit role before. Let's see how Marina Luana hits here in the pinch hit roll. Get out of play. Not quite out number 2. You hate to see it. Dante's got a chance to make something happen here. Oh, way in front of it. Dante really wanted that one. Goes the other way with it. Easy out number 3. The Melonheads are going to have to put some runs on the board in a hurry. They are going to go ahead and pitch Sydney Weber. Sydney's going to go ahead and pitch. Oh, Mikey Thomas trying to make a heck of a play. Misjudged by Keisha Phillips again. I'm not even sure what just happened there. I thought I was coming straight onto the ball, and she kind of veered off. Not a good way to start the inning as the Melonheads continue to struggle. Something just isn't quite right today, and it is quite unfortunate for these Melonheads, as they were really looking to put themselves a full game into first place. It's going to really take a team effort here to bounce back from this ugly start as a whole. This ball is going to be in the gap. Not good. You're looking at 4-0 Bowman easily. This is not a good game for the Melonheads. They are just looking like they're out of it. Maybe they were out partying all night. I'm not sure what it is. They find. Oh no, that ball's out of here. There's no way. That ball is gone. 6-0 Bowman. What is wrong with the Melonheads in this game? They did not show up today. And this is brutal. This is not even what I meant to throw. They're going to go ahead and bring in the other Weber sister and let her throw some pitches. It is just ugly. It is getting ugly. I just dove for no reason. This is really ugly game. Mikey Thomas got dive happy and on a slow roller dove, even though he could have just walked over and caught the ball. This ball is hit to deep left field. Tony Del Vecchio going back. Gone. 8-0 Bowman. What in the world? This is by far the worst performance we have seen out of the Melonheads this season. And it just needs to be over, I would think. You need them. If you're a Melonheads player, you are just trying to get out of this game with some dignity intact, with some players still on their hot streaks to have their boosted stats, because as of right now, it is ugly. The 8-6 Bowmen are a winning record team, so they're a solid ball club, but the Melonheads are making them look like they're the best team in the league right now, as they are really struggling here. Look at that scoreboard. The Melonheads have 1 hit. Here's Jocinda Smith. If anywhere in the lineup could get something started, it's right here. Ball outside. They're going to have to be a little more patient. There we go. Jocinda's going to drive this one into the gap. This could get something started for the Melonheads. It would be nice to see a little bit of offense out of them, at least an answer back to make this game not so one-sided. Show that they can do something in this game. That's a ball high to Pablo Sanchez. A little patience at the plate can go a long way. Pablo's going to turn on this ball. I think he gets under it a little too much. Misses the barrel just a bit. And he's going to fly out for out number 1. They really need to take advantage of all their outs at this point. That's a ball low. They are a little more patient at the plate than they were at the start of this game. This ball's going to be up the middle. If Jocinda can score, they will at least put something on the board. They have. It's 8-1. The Melonheads at least did something this game. Let's see if it can continue. Ahmed Khan is going to pop this ball up to the left fielder. He is just under it a tad. He gave it a ride, but it's going to be warning track power, which doesn't do the Melonheads much good here. Here's Keisha Phillips. 2 outs. Only 1 run to cross this inning so far. You got to think if you're the Melonheads, you'd like a little bit more than that. That ball's going to be in the gap. There is a little bit of life here out of the Melonheads. 2 outs, second and third now. I probably should have sent her home. We just hesitated. Here is Annie Frazier, who popped out in foul territory last at bat. Let's see if Annie Frazier even gets anything to hit. 2-0. 3-0. 3-0 count to Annie Frazier. Ball 4. They walk Annie Frazier to bring up the pitchers. Oh, to bring up Mikey Thomas. Interesting choice here as Thomas has struggled but has played very well in this game. Mikey Thomas cannot continue the hot game and will pop up to right field. Unfortunate. If any time for Mikey Thomas to come through, it would have been right there. You would have loved to seen it, of all people, to come through and possibly put his team back in the game. Mikey Thomas would have been an interesting one to do so. Here we go. We have Luana Liu on the hill against Slew Rowhouse. The Melonheads looking for like their first clean inning of the game. 2 outs here. Ground ball to Pablo. Pablo over to first. They get a 1-2-3 inning. Is it too late though? Is it too late for the Melonheads? We are going to go ahead and substitute. We really need a leadoff guy. So all 3 of these guys have some speed. Pete Wheeler is your best player, but has really struggled. They're going to give him another chance. He's had about 1 million chances, but he has struggled this season. Pete Wheeler, once again, I keep saying it. Pete Wheeler is just trying to do too much with the ball. And it is unfortunate. Here, 1 out now. Dante Robinson's going to need to get something started for this ball club. This ball's going to be drilled up the middle. A diving catch by the shortstop. And they're down to their final out. Unfortunately, despite a good inning, they really just did not perform in this game. Very disappointing for the Melonheads as they lose pretty one-sidedly. It did not look good at all for Melonheads fans. The fourth inning is the only inning they had any life, and even that only gave them 1 run. As a team, they went 4 for 19. We expect more out of this Melonheads team as we push closer to the playoffs.